They say some children are born with blessings, others with curses, but Olamma, she came with both. The night was heavy. Clouds gathered above the little village, rumbling like drums of war. Inside the small mud hut, a woman cried out in labor. Her screams cut through the night. Hours passed. Sweat drenched her body. The midwife shook her head, whispering, "This child does not want to come." But at last, after endless hours of pain, the baby slipped into the world. The midwife looked down and froze. The child's eyes, they shimmered, clear glistening like waters under the moonlight. The midwife's hands trembled. Her jaws dropped open. Then, with a cry of fear, she dropped the child and ran out of the hut. Outside, villagers saw her fleeing. They rushed in, and there, they saw it too. The baby staring back at them, with eyes like no human had ever seen. Whispers filled the room, her eyes like water. "This is not a child. This is a spirit." The mother pulled the baby close, her tears mixing with sweat. She whispered, voice trembling but proud, "My Olamma, my daughter, born of the rain." And so, from that very first breath, Olamma was not just a child. She was a mystery, too heavy for her village to carry. Years passed. Olamma grew, but so did the whispers. She was beautiful. Her smile could lit up a room. Her laughter, soft like flowing water. But whenever she ran towards the other children, they scattered. Mothers yanked their children away, hissing, "Stay away from her!" Olamma stood frozen, her hands stretched, watching them run. Her smile faded, but only for a moment. She would walk alone, by the stream, by the hill. Her reflection on the water became her only friend. And still, when she carried loneliness, the village carried something heavier. The rain stopped. First, the streams dried. Then the crops withered. Cornfields turned brown. Stalks bending like broken bones. Goats collapsed in the dust, too weak to bleat. Children cried for water that did not exist. The land cracked open, as though the earth itself had given up. Sacrifices were made. The elders slaughtered goats, chickens, anything, but the sky stayed shut. Meanwhile, Olamma sat under a tree, watching mothers cradle their dying children. She touched her own lips, never dry, never thirsty, a secret she carried alone. Her voice was soft, almost broken. "Why do they hate me? Why do they fear me? And yet, my heart weeps for them." The one they rejected was the only one the heavens had chosen. The drought grew worse. The elders gathered in the square, voices trembling. "If the rain does not return, we are finished." That day, as the drums of sorrow echoed, Olamma walked slowly into the square. Her bare feet brushed the cracked earth. Villagers turned, eyes widened. Mothers pulled their children close. "What is she doing here?" they whispered. "She's bad luck." But Olamma did not flinch. She stood at the center, her eyes glistening, and then she wept. The tears rolled down her cheeks. One drop fell to the earth, and the soil hissed. Another fell, and the dust swallowed it like a starving mouth. The crowd murmured. A wind rose, twisting through the square. The clouds, unseen for years, began to gather. Thunder cracked, lightning split the sky, and then rain. Rain poured, fierce and endless. The soil drank deep. The withered plants lifted their heads. Children danced in the downpour, laughing through their hunger. Mothers raised their hands to the heavens, crying with joy. But the villagers' eyes soon turned, not to the sky, but to Olamma, the girl they had rejected, the girl they had mocked, now bathed in rain, her face shining, her eyes brighter than ever. They knelt, every single one of them. And for the first time, Olamma smiled, not for herself, but for them. Sometimes the one we cast aside is the very one sent to save us. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.